Thank you, Secretary of State Patel, President Farmajo, and Secretary General Guterres for convening this important conference. I'm very privileged to be here to represent Canada and to be among friends and partners. Decades of conflict and insecurity have obviously devastated Somalia, destroying infrastructure and forcing millions of people from their homes. And today, Somalia remains at the heart of the most dire humanitarian crisis. We are certainly facing a severe drought that is leaving millions of Somalis food insecure and on the brink of famine. And as friends and partners of Somalia, the international community cannot stand by and let history repeat itself from what we saw in 2011. And I can assure you that Canada has and will continue to do its part to help. Since 2016, we have provided more than $27 million in humanitarian assistance to help provide vulnerable Somalis with food, water and sanitation, healthcare and other humanitarian interventions. Our recent announcement of $119.25 million to address food insecurity in Nigeria, Yemen, Somalia and South Sudan included a portion of $21 million for Somalia. Of course, the impact of the humanitarian crisis in Somalia is not limited to its borders, and around 1 million Somalis are living as refugees in neighboring countries. And so we want to take this opportunity as Canada to recognize and appreciate the generosity of the governments in the region that continue to host large numbers of Somali refugees for so many years. Canada is doing its part in that area as well, and we have historically resettled many Somali refugees, both through our government resettlement plan for refugees, but also including our privately sponsored refugees by ordinary Canadians and by community organizations and religious groups. We will continue to provide much needed funding, critical funding to the UNHCR and the World Food Programme to assist Somali refugees in the broader region. Cyclical droughts will no doubt continue. Climate change is a real factor. But to lessen the impact of future droughts or other crises, we're working very closely with multilateral and NGO partners to build households and build resilience, making sure that community resilience is at the heart of our response in addition to dealing with the immediate needs. For example, Canada has now provided our NGO partners in Somalia with the opportunity to access multi-year funding so that they can have stable, long-term and predictable funding so that they can design interventions that both meet our immediate humanitarian needs to intervene and also to address the long-term resilience challenge. Friends and colleagues, we are also reminded that when it comes to drought and famine and conflict, we recognize in Canada that these issues have a disproportionate impact on women and girls. And that is why our international development and assistance framework is focusing on women and girls. As we look forward to our humanitarian and longer-term responses, we must ensure that these address the particular needs of women and girls in Somalia. And as long as it is required, Canada will continue to seek ways to assist the most vulnerable, including the sick, children, and the elderly. The people of Somalia deserve no less. Canada has been and always has been and will be and continue to be on the side of Somalia and do so in the future. Thank you very much.